So you are Big Moe of Big Moe's Watches.
Yes.
So good to have you here as a guest on this show, the Rice Pudding Project. We're gonna go straight into it. Why watches? Yeah, straight into the conversation. Why Big Moe's? Well, like what is it about watches that you decided to? Because that's what you do, right? That your job is. Well, actually, just tell us what you do.
So I sell luxury watches. So basically, if you go into any store like Rolex, AP, Patek, RM, you can't have any of these watches available in store, and you need a trusted dealer or broker to source you these watches and get you these watches and deliver it. And obviously, the number one fear is the watches to be fake. So you need someone you trust.
Okay, but if you can go to the store, why can't you get the watches in the store?
There isn't any in the store. There's nothing available. You have a waiting list like 3 to 5 years, depending which watch. Like some watches you'll never get.
Isn't that kind of just negates the point of having a store then? In all honesty, not messing around. Like, what's the point of having a store? Like, I go into Rolex and I can't get a Rolex.
Also, example, let's say you're a VIP client and you spent millions of dollars there. Even so, this is more after COVID. It got way bigger, but before COVID, and you spend like $1 million, and you have a big profile there. They'll always deliver watches for you. It's like, hey, I'm looking for this watch or that watch. So they get watches. So Rolex, example, sells 1 million watches a year. So they are selling watches. It's just for people coming in, just I just want one, and then that's it. Forget it. You're not gonna get it.
So you said like since COVID, it's kind of like blown up.
So basically, since COVID, all these. So basically, what happened in COVID, there's many things that happened, but one of the main things is the factories had to shut down,
Okay.
and then after in the stores they're not getting supply, so then everyone's buying it, and then on top of it, people are like obviously, people now are not going on vacation. They have more access to money. People are like studying and educating themselves about different hobbies. That's actually how I got into it, and then people are like, okay, I like watches, and then they saw that the value of watches is going up like crazy. So at one
Okay.
point, you buy a watch, the next week you sell it. You're making crazy money during 2020, 2021, even into 2022.
So it's like stocks kind of thing.
Yeah, and it was crazy. There was even an article saying that watches outdid stocks, crypto, real estate, and gold.
This isn't after COVID, like 2020,
Yeah, like
2021.
2020. So like people basically start getting educated about watches, and obviously the crypto world, like everything went up. Obviously interest rate went down. People have
Yeah.
access to money. Governments in different places were giving people, bailing them out.
Okay.
So it's different.
Why did you get into watches? Like, what was it about watches that appealed to you?
I fell into a watches. Actually, it was an accident. So
How'd you fall? Like, I understand falling into like G Shocks but that's like the price difference is a bit.
like I'll be honest, like so I had a startup. So my startup was called Venue Genie, and it was
Venue Genie
yeah,
here in Montreal.
yeah, in Canada.
Okay, what did you used to do?
So my background is hospitality. So I did hospitality for 15 years. So while going to school, people call me the Van Wilder because I was just throwing crazy parties all the time, and I did that
So you're a
for
promoter.
yeah, promoter, and then I would host like different celebrities, not theme events. We even actually did a huge event for a theme park, La Ronde over there. They're launching a new ride called the Adrenaline Ride, and we did a whole event. I had to bring like 10,000 people almost.
10,000 people for an event,
Yeah,
like a
like
party.
it was outside. Yeah, outside event. It's roller coaster, and it was at night, and we did a whole event around it. So yeah, I was doing that for 15 years, and that yeah, I did that for 15 years while going to school, and then after that I liked events because it was just like networking, meeting people, talking to new people. Surprising enough, people don't know, but I'm actually an introvert. um so like to me it's just that was the one way for me to meet people and network and stuff like that. So that's why I did a lot of nightlife. But I saw at the end I wasn't like, my goal was to bring people together, and then I just saw it just take a with social media and everything, it just really went in a dark space. So I just stopped doing nightlife. And
What do you mean it went into dark space? Sorry.
um like dark space meaning like people are not like, so social media starts making people more insecure, more like people are like, how do I say this, like the parties and the events and people coming out were not the same because of like the whole accessibility of social media online. And
Okay.
people are just like people are judging each other and stuff like that. You start seeing like yeah, it just became very like shallow, very very shallow. It wasn't the same like before where people, you'd go out and just actually make friends. So like the amount of people that got married from my events, did business partners, That like the list does not stop. So that
People got
was
married from
oh, a
meeting
lot
those
of people
events.
got married. A lot of maybe also a few divorces. But yeah, well, let's think positively. But
All right.
yeah,
What was the coolest besides the roller coaster? What was the coolest event you threw? Because that sounded quite crazy, but
um, so so I've done like a lot of celebrity events. So like that itself, it's just crazy. So like
who was the biggest celebrity or your favorite
I've done the
celebrity?
Kardashians. We've done Rob Kardashian. We've done Masari. We've done like any think of any artist or celebrity. We've hosted them. Britney Spears, but that's like to me, it's just like it's. But it's funny because you start learning more about like celebrities and like the recommendations. Like even P Diddy came once. Um, because I'm saying him because his requirements were just unbelievable. Like we had to go to like New York City to go get like special vitamin water, special things that weren't even in Canada.
Seriously.
Yeah, yeah. And then after he doesn't even show up to like the like he went in and out. Like it was for a Grand Prix event. So over there back then, the only Grand Prix in North America was in Montreal.
That was the end last of the season, right? End of the season. It was a
I
big
don't know
one.
when it is. Us, it's in June. I don't think it was in the end of the season,
Oh, okay.
but yeah, there's always a lot of crazy celebrities, and it was fun. DJ Jazzy Jeff was my favorite by far.
Oh, really?
I love this guy, man.
What about him?
He's his music, his like I booked him so many times. Like his music, his personality. He's really, really, really like.
Is he like what he was on the show?
Yeah, yeah, but it's more his craft. Like you go see him, like yeah, he's well. I don't talk to him like that. Like you know what I mean. You just talk to him. He's like, hey, booking. Like you see him as a DJ. Talk to him, and like he's very easygoing and chill. I'm saying this compared to other celebrities where they're just very more demanding.
Yeah.
Rob Kardashian too was phenomenal.
Okay.
Rob Kardashian, I think we had a contract to sign him for only like 1 or 2 hours. He ended up staying the whole night, and like that one, that people are going nuts on that. But I would say the craziest party would be the Halloween. There was one Halloween on a Sunday, and the owner of the club said like you can't pack it up and everything, and
Like he challenged you.
yeah,
How many people are we talking?
this club I think fits maybe 1,000 or something if I'm even pushing it.
But you can do that. I mean, if you're doing 10,000, why is 1,000 hard to do?
5,000 people showed up.
To a
I'm not even making this number up. There's videos online if you could just go check
why?
it out.
What was so like special about this one?
This one was a pirate themed Halloween party, and we got like a pirate ship outside from actually the theme park, so you could actually go on it. And it was all pirate themed. It was crazy. It was crazy. It was a very big club. It's called Moomba in Laval.
And who would come up with those ideas, like to bring
The owner was crazy, super super creative.
No, but he came up with the idea to bring out the pirate
He would
ship?
say, I think he came up with the pirate ship, and then we just, for my job was just to market it and promote it. And then people's like, oh, Sunday people have school and work the next day. It's not going to work. And I remember like the club opened at 10. At 9 o'clock, there was a lineup going around, and like it was by far for him, it was his craziest night for sure.
And then you got into to watches in Montreal?
Yeah, so I got into watches. So yeah, so I did all that events, and then after that, I had like I didn't know what to do next, and I thought of I saw like that was like Instagrams come up, and it was like like I don't know if you know every era has its thing.
Yeah.
So after that, like the era was like
When are we
startups.
talking? 2015, 2016?
2000 and like no 12 to 16.
Okay.
So it's like all about apps and all these other things. I think influencers still did not kick in like 110%. I think they're
Yeah.
just starting. YouTube also didn't go crazy yet. So the idea I had was basically, so I saw that people didn't want to go out to clubs anymore, but people wanted to do private events. So I came up with the idea called Venue Genie, and basically it was, if a restaurant has a private room, how would you find it online?
Okay, makes sense.
So this platform would reveal all the private rooms in all the restaurants everywhere.
Like an Airbnb for
Exactly,
venues.
Airbnb for so that was the idea, and then also the other features would you would like I got a again I've done for the events I've done a lot of crazy ones. Like I've done the Stanley Cup for the NHL for Corey.
You did the Stanley Cup?
Yeah, yeah. Actually, Nadim went to it.
Seriously, for the Maple Leafs?
No, for Corey Crawford for in Chicago Blackhawks. He's the goaltender.
So is that still running now?
No, no. So basically, during COVID,
everything was so gone.
I started booking like crazy events. I actually ended up getting also the contract for Amazon for all their catering. So they were doing events, but because of COVID, they changed their events to catering. So then I end up again by accident I fell into catering contracts.
Like
yeah,
food?
so then I started catering. And then I started getting all the Amazon warehouses.
But you had no experience in that.
No.
So you just like figure out. So just like entrepreneurial style, I need whatever, baguettes, this, that, other food. This you just would sort it out. And then COVID happens, And you were going. Did you like watches before then? Like, were you? Did you own any like watches? Like, cool. I mean, obviously, about like a expensive watch that you would say.
I had my so when I was a kid, so like as of 13, I was trying to learn to be an entrepreneur. My dad's like, go out. I'm not giving you allowance anymore. Go figure out how to make money. And then the first summer, I remember doing like landscaping for my neighbor. All that money ended up buying a watch.
Which
Um,
what did you buy?
I bought a Seiko chronograph, but
You
I don't
still
know what
have it?
that is. No, because one of my friends broke it by accident. And then he's
Okay.
like, "I'll fix it," and then he kept it. I don't know where that is, but yeah, I think it was $200-300. I'd saved up all summer just to buy a watch. I don't know. For me, it was just like now I look at it, I'm like, okay, but I didn't know like even like I remember like my dad I think got me like a little mini Swatch in green. Also when I was way younger, and they also like I don't know. There's something that attracted me to watches, but I didn't understand it. Like even after basketball, like the ball like went out of the court, and then I went to go get it, and then I found a watch on the floor. It was like a Timex, and I remember wearing that for the longest time. This was when I was like a kid. Like so, like there's memories I have of watches.
That drove you towards that kind of thing.
No, the drive. That's no. You see it, but that has nothing to do with why I'm in watches, to be honest.
Okay.
But like if you tell me like my first job, the money I took, I ended up buying a watch. But I think it was because it's more obtainable than like saving up. I was also 13. I'm not gonna go buy a car. So
Yeah, but you could have bought a bike. You could have bought a transformer, a radio control car, something like
yeah,
that.
no. For me was
It was
for
watches.
something about for me it wasn't even. I'm not a like it's not about the clothes. Not it was for me. It's just the watch. Like I walk into school with a nice watch. To me, there's something about it. Like someone just says like even like me, I love perfume. So it's like when someone's like, "What are you wearing?" Like, "What are you wearing?" So I like that, and it's like, "Oh, nice watch."
So what do you wear?
Like what?
Your aftershave.
My aftershave?
Yeah.
Haram عليك, man. It's not aftershave.
Perfume then. What's
My
your
limited edition
fragrance?
Louis Vuitton Imagination. I'm
Louis
using.
Vuitton
I love
imagination.
that one.
Okay.
So so yeah, then I did that startup, and then during COVID, I just assessed every single angle how this would succeed. I'm like, the restaurants are bleeding too much that they will never be able to pay me. So then I'm like, okay, this is done. And then, funny enough, I ended up going back to school because my brother's a very big real estate agent. Like he was top three in like his agency, top three, top five, top one. You guys could have a discussion after
Yeah.
back home. And
So you went to
um,
real estate school?
yeah, I actually went back to and did real estate school online.
What did you study before in school?
I did marketing,
Marketing at which
Concordia
Concordia.
University.
Your dad teaches, no?
Yeah,
Did you take his class?
yeah, I took his class.
What does he teach?
He teaches managerial accounting, and alhamdulillah, God give him his health. He's still teaching. I think he's 76 now,
Does he have a
77.
PhD or something? Isn't he?
Two PhDs, and
Two PhDs.
he's a professor. He wrote the book. Mashallah,
They wrote the book or multiple books?
he's
Or
on his. He just launched this summer. I think his 7th or 8th book for
wow.
managerial accounting. Yeah, I used to. Yeah, he's.
So you aced his class.
Yeah, but ace, and then you flip it upside down.
So you failed his class
Yeah, I failed this class 3 times.
3 times.
Yeah, and a lot of
How did that
people.
go down?
It's funny because a lot of people would message me like, "Are you? You're the guy." I'm like, "What guy?" It's like, "It's you." I'm like, "Who?" It's like, "You're Professor Ali's son." It's like, "You failed his class." It's like, "Is it true?" I'm like, "Yes."
But was it a hard class or were you
Yeah,
just
it's the
not?
most impossible class in the world.
So then added like loads of people failed it then.
Yeah, everyone fails it, but it's like it's like till now. It's like I think my personal opinion. I think it's what made the school so prestigious till now because of how difficult that class is.
This one class.
It's I'm telling you, like
What's
there's
the
even like a
class?
Facebook group where like people start laughing about it and like
What's the
talking.
class? What's it
It's
called?
just managerial accounting.
Manager like 101.
Yeah, it's like yeah, it's like a business class. You need to do it. You have financial accounting and
Yeah.
managerial accounting.
And you failed it 3 times.
That one I failed 3 times and I passed the 4th.
Wow.
But
He didn't cut you any slack.
Baba's very tough, man.
I like
Baba
that.
has zero slack. He doesn't even know the word slack. No, Baba's very, very tough.
Okay, so then that deterred you from going back to school, or you were said like you still went back to school even with that experience?
Like the only reason I kept on pushing for university, if I start something, I have to finish it. So like to
Okay.
me, it's like I had to like. It's funny because I think it was me and another friend that are the only 2 people that end up graduating in our circle there. Like everyone else dropped out of school. So like for
Because of
me,
this class.
not just in general, university, it's very hard to go and focus. Like Like, are you trying to go and work and make money, or are you trying to go like school and then like even example with my marketing degree, you get no job. Like, thank God I figured out, okay, events, marketing, do it on your own and stuff like that. But um, like it's very like, it's I don't think there's a future in like going to university and learning all these things. Like everything I'm using now, I'm not using anything much in university, to be honest. Like only maybe people skills, like how do you work with different people. I do thank everyone that attended my parties though. That helped a lot. Thank you guys. uh
So you're saying that once you start, like you have the drive that if you start something, you have to finish it. Where does that come from? Where was it ingrained from you? Was it from your mom, your dad, like from your childhood, or
so I have a theory for me is like, where's your plateau? Are you giving it your best? So like for me, my father always says like, do whatever you want in life, but just be the best at it. Even if you're a garbage man, just be the best garbage man in the world.
okay,
So example, like me, I play basketball, but I play the best I possibly can, but there's no more, like I can't go more than that.
okay,
And I know I won't go anywhere with basketball. I still play it for fun as a hobby. But like example with like school and everything, I put a little bit of energy and I just, do enough just to get through. But like being like entrepreneur example, even in watches or my other business, like the first business, what I did, which was nightlife, like no, I knew where the ceiling is and I just wanted to surpass, like just destroy that whole ceiling, just because I know it's possible.
okay.
Like in my head is like, I could do this, I could do that, keep on doing this, keep on doing that, and going. The mistake I did is I built that business around me versus pulling it outside of me.
Okay, so it
So
could live by itself organically
no,
without
but it's
you.
basically like I'm learning that, like, delegate and build the company outside, don't build it around you.
But are you not doing the same thing now with your
No.
watch company?
Yes and no. Like I'm doing it. So like now with content, everyone, like, they're all saying is like, okay, now the CEO of any company needs to be public figure and talk and do that. So now it's funny. It's like I'm doing the same thing, but then I have my whole team that's just delegating and building processes and operations. Like I learned, like all those things I learned is outside of school. Like I'm just learning online, learning from other people, learning different tools, learning like online, just research, watching videos, seeing things, having an idea, or seeing something another business do, then figuring it out, like stuff like that.
So what do you think you learned from school? What was the most important lesson you learned from school?
That people love to party.
Not wrong.
um,
You're not wrong. Considering your dad's a two-time PhD professor, written 7, 8 books, what advice would you give about wanting to go to school?
I say do it just for one reason: you have it as a backup plan.
A backup plan.
Yes, in case you don't, like, how did I, like, I'm on, like, let's say for example I would want to go work here
Mm.
at a company, they're going to ask me for a university degree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like even like here when I did come here like 10 years ago, and I worked at an agency with my friends actually.
Mm.
And like the first thing is like, okay, we need a university degree in order to
Okay.
have the management position or whatever.
Okay.
I don't know if it's still the same, but so for me it's good as a backup plan. Is it things you're learning going to help you? No.
Okay.
But like to me it's also like going through, like, example, the discipline. Like, it's funny, like now in, like when I'm working on my business and everything, I'm like, well, how did I accomplish everything in university? Then I'm realizing, okay, I woke up, I had an agenda, I accomplished these tasks, these are the group projects, these are the things that has to be done. So I use like a similar, like different perspective completely. From
Mm.
example, like a lot of people go say, I'm going to go to university, I'm going to learn, and then I'm going to take this knowledge, and then I'm going to go have a career and go build.
Mm.
Now, if example you're a CPA, or if you're, any other, like if you're in finance or anything, yes, you need that. So, but if you're going that route,
Mm.
but it's like similar example like for sports. Like I played every single sport, but I only liked basketball. So does that mean you don't try any other sports? So for me, it's like, okay, you could do different careers, but like at least for me, have that one thing in your pocket, which is the university degree. And
Gotcha.
for me, it's like example, why am I in Dubai? Well, all the people I went to school with all live here. They all moved here.
Yeah, why you were in Dubai? Like, because you were doing watches in Montreal, right?
Yeah.
And wasn't that working out well?
Yeah, I was working out very well.
Okay. Because I'm assuming, like, with all your connections and the clubs and with all the different companies you had, you must have had like anybody who wanted to watch could have come to you.
Yeah, no, we got it. Like I actually had one of the NHL players actually flew in.
Dubai watching me.
Yeah, I've had NHL players. I've had people from Team Canada. They flew in. They actually came to Dubai. Actually, the whole team came in.
Okay. And you saw them?
Yeah, I sold them
Okay.
watches.
Why leave Montreal?
So like I actually like so like as like I was going there and working, and then after I was about to turn 40. I know I look young for my age. Thank you guys.
Yeah,
And
you were
I'm
about to turn
like,
40.
yeah, I was
Mm.
about to turn 40, and then I don't know, something in me like told me, like, why are you gonna spend your 40th here? Let's go to Dubai. And then I'm like, okay, let me go to Dubai. So then, like my best friend Nadeem obviously lives here,
Mm.
so I'm like, okay, let me go come here. And then I used to live here 10 years ago, so
Mm.
I used to work at a marketing agency and everything. But because of COVID, Dubai changed everything. So in terms of getting licenses and everything,
Mm.
so yeah, I came here. I booked a month to be here, and then a lot of my friends like Mo, with your business, it's very safe here. You should do it here. A lot of people need this.
Why?
The
It's
way
dangerous in Montreal?
I had one crazy knife fight.
Knife fight.
Yeah,
Okay.
just
Can you,
one. There's
that was
one or two incidents that like worried the shit out of me, and
to do with watches?
yeah,
Do you want to talk? Are you okay talking about it?
yeah, sure.
Okay, then what's a crazy knife fight?
The knife fight was basically, it actually wasn't my deal. It was, so it's funny because the knife fight is what started everything.
Started the
Yeah, the official launch.
watches.
Yes. So
You started
basically,
1 second. You started selling watches over a knife fight.
yeah. So go back a few months.
All right.
Um,
This is before your 40th.
yeah, yeah.
This is
It's
COVID
30.
time.
Yeah, yeah. So COVID time,
Mm.
and then well, okay, we'll talk about how I got into watches after. But let's just go say now. Let's just fast forward. I have a watch.
Okay.
So I purchased my first watch.
Which was?
Date just blue dial Jubilee fluted.
I'm gonna pretend I know what that is.
It's like this one.
Is it like a Rolex?
It's here if you
Oh,
want to,
okay.
huh?
You can show it.
But blue dial.
Okay. So this is your first watch that you bought that got you into the.
Yeah, this is the first one. It was this exact same one, blue dial.
Okay, and how much is something like that? Was something like that at the time?
So this one was the first one in green. I mean in blue. This one was, I think, around $17,000 Canadian.
Okay.
But now it's actually way more. I think now it's going around 19,000-20,000 Canadian. So in dirhams, I think it's around 56, 57.
Okay, and that was the first watch you bought.
Yeah, so it's funny because like I was thinking about it, and I was like I was thinking about like to buy it or not to buy it, and I told Nadeem, my best friend, I'm like, yo, what do you think? He's like, man, you deserve it. You work so hard. You never reward yourself.
Oh, you weren't buying this for selling. You were buying this for your own.
Yeah, and it's by accident I sold it.
Okay, all right.
So
You can put it down if you want.
no way.
Because I get worried.
My
Okay.
memories.
Just whatever you're comfortable with. Is it waterproof?
Yeah, 100 meters. You want to go swimming with it?
I'm just wondering if it like falls in the cup of coffee or whatever. You know how it's gonna affect it. People dive
It's
with those
coffee
things,
No. There's diver watches though. I don't have one here, but yeah.
but they die like literally with an expensive watch. People will dive.
Diver watches, they're built for tool watches. So Rolex is actually a tool watch.
I have no idea what that means.
A tool means it's used for.
Oh, it has a purpose.
Yes, it has a purpose. So, example, the chronograph is for racing. Like even this one, if I have the chronograph is start, reset, and then the example, the Submariner is so when you have a timer, so how much oxygen you're going underwater, so how long you're going underwater. So there's actually, I don't have it here, but it's like a bezel that like you could tell how much time you've been underwater. It times it.
Okay.
So it's actually all and that's why Rolex, how they started first, like initially marketing their watches. Like they're all tool watches. So the Yachtmaster is for sailing, the Submariner is for diving. So yeah, I got this watch first, and then people's like, "Oh, you got a Rolex? You got a Rolex? You got a Rolex?" I'm like, "Yeah." It's like, if you guys want, I have a connection how to get a Rolex. Like, okay, I'll let you know. Then this guy I know, he was like we're just in the neighborhood, so I live downtown, so everyone's just chilling, and it's like, oh, Mo, like I'm having a barbecue. You want to come over? It's like, and we were playing basketball and just shooting around. I'm like, yeah, sure. So then he's like, oh, by the way, I bought a Rolex. I'm like, oh, nice. Then he showed it to me. He's like, oh, I'm trying to sell it. So he was trying to flip it, to buy it, to flip it, but he bought it at an auction.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, when he bought it at the auction, he got it at a good price. But the thing is, he didn't calculate that he had to pay an extra 15% auction fee.
Okay, and that's the thing in Canada.
It's everywhere, actually. Anywhere some auction fees is like 15%, 20%.
Okay.
So all auctions, when you see something at auction, that price is not the final price. They add on top always.
Okay.
So he ended up having that watch. Then he's like, he was asking a very high price because he wanted his money back. And I'm like, to be honest, it's not a very popular watch. I give him a price like this, the most I could sell it for, but it's very difficult to move.
Mm.
And he's like, no, I'm gonna sell it. So he ended up putting it up like on a website like Dubizzle,
Okay.
and then
eBay something.
Kijiji.
Kijiji.
Yeah, it's called Kijiji. And
Okay.
then like after playing basketball, like he's like, okay, Mo, let's have a barbecue, let's chill. He's like, oh, by the way, I ended up selling the watch. I'm like, oh wow, congrats. He's like, for how much? He's like, oh, the price I asked for. I'm like, bro, it's a bit too good to be true. He's like, are you sure? He's like, yeah, don't
No
worry.
negotiation?
No, I don't know. He's like, no.
Oh.
And then so then after I'm upstairs, it's like at his. So it's basically it's like 5-level apartment. So it's like there's a small entrance. There's not really. So it's small. And he's like, okay, Mo, I'm gonna go deliver the watch. I'm like, you want me to come with you? He's like, no, I'm good. And then as I'm there, I'm sitting down. Oh yeah, before he takes the watch, he's like, do me a favor. I'm like, what? He's like, take a picture of the watch and write for sale on your Instagram because I have a lot of followers. I'm like, are you sure? He's like, yeah. And then I'm like, man, I don't want to do this.
But why? He's already selling it.
That's what's crazy. He's like, just in case. And that's what triggered the whole watch business.
For you?
Yeah. If he never did that, I wouldn't be here today.
Okay, so then what happened when he went to sell the watch?
So then I took the picture, I wrote for sale. My whole entire Instagram went crazy, like crazy. And then when he went to go sell the watch, I'm sitting down chilling. And then my friend, one of my other best friends, he starts FaceTiming. He's like, Mo, you have watches? Like, talk to me. He's like, what do you have? And we're FaceTiming. And then as I'm FaceTiming him, the other guy goes, screams like, Mo, it's like, help, call the cops, call the cops.
Wait, where are you at this point?
So I'm in the condo upstairs.
Yeah.
And then he's in the lobby.
So they came to his house.
So they came to his house into the lobby, and then the guy came, he saw the watch, and then pulled out a machete.
A machete?
Yeah, so he pulled it out, and then he went and he cut him 12 stitches to the neck.
He caught him in the neck?
Yeah.
He didn't catch his jugular?
No, in the back here. No. And then he was grabbing him. Then I had to go. Then I had to jump on him.
Oh, you ran downstairs by this time?
You know, it's funny. I ask everyone, would you run downstairs? Everyone said no. I don't know what, like to me, I had to run downstairs.
But you didn't know that was a guy with a machete. You just
but maybe he has a gun. I don't know. I'm scared. But I'm running scared. But then he's like, call the cops. So I'm calling 911. I'm on the phone. Man,
just one guy with a machete?
One guy. I think there was another kid also that came after.
Okay, and then what happened? So what happened? Your friend gets cut 12 stitches.
Yeah, so then after so I basically go downstairs. I'm on the phone with the cops. I have to describe the victim. Wow, I'm not even thinking. Man,
Yeah.
I'm seeing it live in my head right now. So I have to describe my friend, and I have to describe who is the person that he's attacking. So I have to describe all of them. On top of all of this, what makes it worse is that as I'm going, you're in a building and you're screaming.
Yeah.
Now tenants are coming out. Now one tenant's like, oh my God, it's Big Moe. Then I'm like, oh my God. Then I'm grabbing one guy, and then I'm on the phone describing. So I'm holding the guy. My friend's bleeding. He's holding him. Then the knife gets kicked down. Then the neighbor takes the knife. It was honestly, it's too crazy. And then after,
you saved your friend's life.
Yeah. Then after,
yeah, just it. That was a big thing. You saved his life.
Yeah, but like, I saved his life, but it's funny. Like, he then after, like, long story short, he ended up like unfollowing me, blocking me, and not talking to me actually.
After you saved his life?
Yeah.
I would have given you the watch. If you saved my life, then I'm giving you the watch. Do you know why?
No, I never talked about. I think, which I respect his decision, is because maybe him seeing me will bring up that memory. I always look at the positive side of things. So I'm thinking because it's such a huge shock to him. It was a shock to me. So I can only imagine to him. But the thing is, I saved his watch. I put it back up. Like, I took the watch, put it back up in the safe. I saved all his stuff. Like, I took care of him.
So the hospital ambulance comes, takes him to the hospital?
Yeah, ambulance. Then the cops come. It's a crime scene.
They take that guy?
They took the guy in.
Court case?
Yeah, they went to court case. Then he was like, because he was underage or something. Like,
underage?
Yeah, he was like 17 or something.
So what? He doesn't go to prison? He
went to prison. I don't know I think for, I don't know how many years he went to prison. Like, I don't know. I don't remember. Like, I think 5, 6, 7. I don't know.
Okay. And then after how long did your friend cut you off?
No, but it's like, the thing is, it's like, it's all very nerve-wracking for all of us. Like, especially my friend with the FaceTiming, he's like calling me nonstop. It's like, are you okay? Are you okay? Are you okay? So it's like, it was very, very, very nerve-wracking. Like, what's crazy is, like, the worst day of my life was also the best day of my life.
That's interesting you say like that.
Yeah, so it's like, like it was a crime scene, and then my heart was like I couldn't like it was very 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 like anxiety, like I can't explain it. Like I think what messed me up was when they put the crime scene, like this is part of a crime scene, and then as I'm coming out, everyone knows who I am. Like everyone, like I had so many calls. What happened? What happened? What happened? How happened? Like now I'm doing like 2 3 days of like PR, telling people what's going on, what happened, like to also make sure that they don't think I'm doing something stupid.
And this is what 2020,
I don't even
2019.
remember when this was. This was 2020. Yeah, 2020, 2021.
And then, but then, so you're saying it's the worst day of your life, the best day of your life. This is how you got into watches as well. Or
So
start
then
selling
after when
watches.
when that happened, I started getting like so many messages, and then because I understood how to get watches.
Yeah.
There's a whole theory of how you get watches. So once
How?
I understood,
Or you don't want to tell that secret
yeah,
for other
it's
people.
basically a network.
Okay.
So because because I'm respected in like my other businesses and I had a good name,
Mm.
like people vouched for me.
Mm.
So one of my other friends, who's his name is Michael. He's the one who actually. So there's two people. One guy named Wilbur, and then one guy named Michael who got me into watches.
Okay.
So one guy, Wilbur, when I graduated from my real estate exam,
Yeah.
he's like, oh, let's celebrate. So he made me dinner at his house, and then he had all these books on watches. I'm like, dude, what's your obsession with watches? And I didn't understand it. Then he was getting into the mechanism, like he was crazy passionate about watches, like he would go crazy. And then through, I don't know if you remember when there was COVID, there was a thing called Clubhouse.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was on Clubhouse,
Yeah.
and then I was just so I was actually, for fun, I was always creating those rooms.
Clubhouse is done now, right?
It's active, but I don't think anyone is on it.
Okay.
Like, I think it's a different community that's on
Yeah.
it. But I used to organize all the time Clubhouse rooms and stuff like that.
And what, talking about watches?
No, so one of them was actually a gentleman's room.
Yeah.
And
That sounds weird.
no, so gentleman's room, basically you would talk about like what do you guys like example for suits, perfume. So like I love perfume, so I'd talk about perfume. And this guy Michael, he loved watches. And he was like obsessed with watches, and we'd talk about it and he would tell me. And then when I told like Nadim, I'm like, hey bro, I want to get a watch. Then I went to Michael, I'm like, dude, how do I buy a watch? So then he showed me that it's like, this is how you go in, this is how you get into the network, and he showed me everything. And then once I went in, and then they're like, yeah, he's like, Mo, he's an amazing guy, we vouch for him, vouch for him. Then I got in. Then any watch you want, I just go into the network and just go look for it and everything. And then that's when I started getting orders like, Mo, can you get this watch, this watch? But again, watch was still on the side, it wasn't full time.
Okay. When did it become full time?
When I realized how much I don't like real estate.
Oh, you didn't like it? That wasn't your thing?
Nah, man, I don't like real estate.
Did you sell much?
No, I got in and I actually like got into a heated conversation.
With your brother?
No, with the owner of the real estate agency.
Heated why?
The first day. No, because I went and I did the orientation and everything. And then like he's like, oh, you need to promote. And on their posts, it was the most liked, most viewed, most everything for me to become like an agent.
Mm.
And he's like, oh, I'm like, yo, can you please coach me? Like, how do I like get better at this? Because I have the network. I just don't know how to activate it. And then like he's like, you need to do this, this, this. And I'm like, yo, listen, I've done the reach out. I've sent to people. I don't know. There's too many agents. And at that time, everyone is becoming a real estate agent because real estate is going on fire.
Yeah.
Then he's like, you have an attitude problem. He's like, you think you're bigger than all of us. You think you're too popular for all of us. I'm like, I don't think so. I know so. And I have the network to prove it. I don't know who you are. You know who I am. And the thing is, you have the attitude problem, not me. So I'm like, you either accept it and teach me how to do it and use my network to your advantage, or like, it's like, it doesn't like, how do you want it to work?
Yeah.
And the funny thing is, I got along with the other partner and he loved watches and we're talking watches. And the other guy was just like jealous or something. He has like maybe small man syndrome. I don't know what's wrong with this guy. I never even saw him in person. It was all over the phone.
Like small man syndrome. Like no, like I mean,
I don't even saw his height, and I'm talking
everyone
like this.
Is small compared.
Yeah,
to
but
you.
I'm just saying, it's like, no, it's not that. It's just like you're coming at me.
Yeah.
Like everyone else on the team enjoyed meeting. I met them. I talked to them. I got along with everyone. Like, why are you coming, like attacking me? And on top of it, on orientation, I'm the only one that attended orientation. All the other real estate agents did not attend.
Okay.
So I was there. So I'm telling them like, dude, I'm there to learn. That's one thing about me. I will learn. I'm a fast learner. I'll adopt. I'll understand, and then I'll see what the market wants, and I'll double down on the marketing, and start going crazy with the other stuff. So
So then you went. So then this you were like real estate's not me. I'm going to go full on to the
Yeah, and I
watches.
told Nadim, and we started laughing. I'm like, bro, I got hired and fired on the same day. No, I think it's meant to be honest. Like, I think, again, I'm looking at all these things as positive signs that, like, okay, Mo, you're not doing real estate.
Mm.
Even my brother, he was dying of laughter. He's like, only you, this happens. And then I'm like, okay, let me focus on watches then. Because the thing is, I only understood how much I loved watches when I got to Dubai. Before that, I was doing it because it makes money. Same thing like with the
Yeah.
Amazon deal. It makes money. I'm good at it.
Yeah.
I could deliver on it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So,
But so after the machete attack, you didn't think like I'm getting the hell out of
oh no.
Montreal?
So now, and every time I went into a room,
Mm.
I, like, example, I walk into a room, I say, okay, if someone attacks, I'm going to take this as a weapon. I'm going to take this. I start thinking like I'm I'm like a
Survival instinct,
like an yeah like I'm ready to go.
like Jack Reacher. You
Like,
come
it
in
becomes scary, to be honest.
in Montreal or still now?
No, Montreal here, no. But the thing is, also, I'm really really well known over there. So it's like everyone knew where I was, like where I lived. Everyone knew, like, a lot. I shouldn't say everyone, but a lot of people knew who I was and like what I did.
Yeah.
Like, even I would walk, I'd have people pull my arm, like, yo, what watch are you wearing? Like this, like, in like as I'm walking, like it was.
Any other crazy stories? Not with machetes, but I don't know.
No, that was the craziest. And no, I wish my friend all the best, to be honest. Like, I don't take it personally, but it is, like, I say thank you because it's
You have
funny.
friends in common with him?
Yeah, we do, and then I talk about it, and like we both agreed. I think it's just because of if the memory that it brings up.
Okay. But he
So
doesn't ask about you, or they don't.
no, I don't. No, he's a very nice guy, actually, because, like, even like when I was doing my like I was trying to do a marketing agency and stuff like that. Like, I started doing the marketing agency for the company he worked for. Like, he's a nice person. There's nothing towards him. I'm just saying sometimes we go through something that we don't know how to react. Life doesn't teach you how to react after you go through someone taking a machete to your neck. Like, what are you supposed to do? Like, and for him, he doesn't know. Like, I wouldn't even know how to react.
Yeah,
So
it's traumatic for sure.
it's very traumatic. So I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, for him, it's very, very, very traumatic. So it's like, but like, alhamdulillah, he sold the watch. He took the money. He's like, I'm never doing this again. So it's like, I'm happy for him.
I think
Hmm.
no, it's just. I mean, you recommend like therapy or something like that to get over the trauma because it's some kind of a post traumatic. I don't
I
know
don't know
about
what
enough. So that's. Did you
me,
speak to anyone?
my brother, and he started laughing. He's like, you always have stories, Mo. And I'm like,
Did you
yeah.
speak to anyone who would be supportive and help you get through the trauma, the incident?
For me, I was just very proud of myself that I did the right decision. Like, it's a split second, and like, to go in and risk my life. And that's what, like, when I came here, there's like one of the main reasons to stay is because how safe it is.
Mm.
And that, like, made me at peace. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's very, very important how to be safe. But over there, I was just very always on edge, like always on edge. And it's just not healthy.
Not a nice way to live.
Yeah.
It's not a nice way to live. So like now, like in your everyday lifestyle, work and things like, what kind of apps or like how do you run your business now? Because how does somebody, if they want to watch, how do they buy a watch or how do they reach out to you? Is it just Instagram or?
Yeah, well, they go through Instagram, or, well, most of the time they want to learn about watches, so they'll
Mm,
watch some of our videos. We do a lot of educational videos,
mm,
a lot of YouTube,
mm.
TikTok, Instagram, and then basically they say, okay, because they want to get to know me.
Yeah,
It's like, so one thing I learned about watches, most dealers hide their face, and obviously for a good reason, especially in North
abroad.
America,
Yeah.
because you want to be safe. They don't want to know you have this type of value
Mm,
items and stuff like that.
mm,
So for me, I did like, okay, I need to do educational videos and talk about it. And that's what another reason is when I came to Dubai, I'm like, okay, make, like, again, Nadim and like a lot of other friends, it made more sense here. So obviously start creating more educational videos, talking about watches, explaining, the watches, like, the beauty behind watches,
mm.
and not only watch collecting, but different watch timepieces. And yeah, when someone's interested in a watch, they just reach out to me on WhatsApp, and like, we source pretty much any watch you can think of for them.
Like how often do you sell a watch?
Hmm?
How often do you sell a watch?
You'd be surprised. So that was the first thing I thought of. I'm like, how.
Because I mean, it's not like the way I see it, right? They look nice, they're great, and I'd love to have a watch in the future. Maybe I don't know what I would want to get, but I'll speak to you about it. But like, I can imagine G Shocks, your Apple Watch, like people are buying them every single day and things like. But like, how often can, yeah, how often you can sell a watch? Is like once a month, once every 2 months.
No, but so it depends. There's different collect. So there's multiple things for watches. So the first thing, it's actually an asset class. So example, like I've had some clients that like, okay, especially what happened with the stock and whatever.
Mm.
They're like, okay, Mo, I have some watches. I want to get rid of them to bail myself out.
Mm.
So a lot of times, a lot of people put the money into the watches, which for me is like not only you're wearing it, you see it. Like a lot of people's like, oh, nice watch. Talk about watches, and it has the value of it on your wrist. So like this one's almost 500,000 dirhams. This watch. So you didn't even know that. See, he's like in shock.
Did you say 500,000 dirhams?
Yes. So this is an AP made out of ceramic.
That's $125,000.
Yeah. So this one's
No
made out
more.
of ceramic.
Jeez, that's 150 something.
Yeah, you can see how light it is. This is made out of ceramic. So like this is an AP. It doesn't scratch.
You mean it doesn't scratch?
It's made out of ceramic. So example, AP made this one out of ceramic.
Well, my mind's not functioning properly because you said how much. I'm a little bit.
I wanted to play a game after to see what you wanted, but I'm like, whatever.
What I wanted, I want that one, of course.
Yeah, but this one, no, but I'm saying to see if you know the prices, if you can tell
let's
which
play
one's the
that
most
game then
expensive.
afterwards. But okay, let me. I need to see what $500,000.
But you'll see how light it is. But it's also like, so imagine you're wearing a watch. How else? Like even if you have a nice car or whatever, like example, you're pulling up to valet, the car's there. How are you gonna when you walk into a watch, when you go into a meeting? Like even the other day, like a lot of one of my clients is like, Mo, I was in a meeting and this guy was wearing this watch. So then your perspective of that person changes, and it's funny because
is it shallow? Sorry to interrupt you, but is it shallow that I think this watch is beautiful, and I'm saying it after I know the value of it? I feel I'm feeling shallow.
No, it's not because because then you understand the craftsmanship. So this is actually made out of ceramic. So this, what's funny is that this doesn't scratch, but if it breaks, and then you see the mechanism, the complications in the watch. It's a beautiful, beautiful piece.
I'm scared to put it on. I have big wrists, so I would not.
I think I got another AP here for you to try on.
Yeah, but that's another thing. I don't understand how to pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce that name, so I say AP.
We all call it AP.
Use two hands. So I don't. Okay.
But like even like the open work and like you see like the like
it's a beautiful watch.
This is a 50th anniversary. So like it's also uniqueness. So this one's it says the 50 in the back.
Yeah, so it's 50th anniversary. It's like a limited edition as well. There's not many.
Yeah, this was only made in 2022. So this design is called this model is called the Royal Oak. So this was the 50th anniversary, and then they made, instead of it saying AP in the back, they made it say 50. And
there's a certain number of those only made in the world, I'm assuming, of that particular one.
This one is not limited, but it's only made for 1 year. So I don't know how many there are out there. But example, AP makes, I think 40 or 50,000 watches a year, and then Patek makes 60,000.
Is that a lot? I don't know.
So it's not a lot because
how many does Rolex make, for example?
1 million, but
Rolex makes 1 million watches a year.
Yes, but you have to understand one thing, very important. I said the exact same thing.
1 million watches.
Yeah, but Rolex, Rolex, do you know how many models they have? They have Explorer. They have like example, one model Explorer. Then they have GMT. They just 36. No, they just 31. They just 36. They just 41. All of those have different combinations. So the bracelet can be different. The dial could be different. Like there's too many combinations. Then when you go in after Datejust, you could go into Daytonas. After Daytonas, you have the Sky Dweller. Then you have the Sea Dweller. Then you have even Deep Sea, the Titanium. You have too many different models.
Okay, what's your favorite watch ever? Or is there no such thing? Or is it time, era, or is it per brand?
Pepsi. That one.
Which one? You brought your favorite watch here?
Yeah.
Your favorite watch of all time?
Yeah. No, well, there's a Grail watch.
Grail? Like the Holy Grail?
Yeah.
You're like so casually just like reaching over, just like, picking, like I would be with gloves and cushions.
I know we're going to show like this, so I'm just following your rules.
No, I'd be so worried about breaking them.
So this one is because of my mom. So like so this was my dream watch and I couldn't afford it. So what happened was the Datejust, the blue one I had, I was wearing it.
That's a Rolex Pepsi, you say?
This is called the Pepsi. So it's Pepsi because of the blue and red. And then Rolex made this for the Pan Am Airlines because it's actually the same colors. And it's a GMT time, so you're able to tell the time in two or three. They say three. I haven't yet figured out the third one yet, but I know you could tell the time in multiple time zones.
I can do that with.
I'm an honest dealer,
do that
guys.
with this Apple Watch as well. I'm just saying.
Huh?
With Apple, I can tell you what time it is you know, in different
No,
places.
this one was basically to tell by a third time by moving the time here, like by if you know what how many hours is different.
Oh,
So
okay.
basically, you have 3 time zones on this watch,
Okay.
and it was meant for pilots. So for Pan Am, and they made it.
But
blue
it's
and red.
actually like when in the brochure or website, whatever, it says Rolex Pepsi.
No, so the funny thing
That's
is,
the
if you
nickname
go
for it.
onto the Rolex website and type in search Pepsi, it will show up. If you search Bruce Wayne, if you search Panda, it shows up, but it's not into their marketing. So this,
Panda.
yeah, so this is called a Panda. So
Yeah.
these are the two most wanted Rolexes in the world. So this one's called the Panda. So this one is like when I looked, what people like the most is this one, Panda. So this is a chronograph.
Panda. You know, my nickname used to be Panda.
So we have your
See,
watch.
Here you go. I need the Panda. Thank you for the gift. And I drink Pepsi. You know, I will if it means I get a Rolex.
Guys, there's Pepsi, Sprite, root beer, Kermit, Starbucks, Cookie Monster. What else?
These are all nicknames, though. This is not the Rolex. Someone in Switzerland is not saying I'm going to call this the Kermit.
No, so that's what makes there's one called the Hulk. By the way, the Hulk is in my opinion is what started the whole watch market.
What's the Hulk? What do you mean? The Hulk? That's an Incredible Hulk.
In my opinion, the story of the watch market, in my opinion, is, and I guess I'm saying this because how I got into it, is when I bought my watch, the first watch. I love how we're talking about 6 topics at the same time.
Yeah.
When I bought
ADHD, it's all good. It's a thing these days.
To its finest.
Yeah.
No, because I started studying the market, why people are going crazy. So then it's like so basically, the entire watch market is based on the Asian culture, because the Asian market, so basically, like I've talked to a couple of Asian friends, and they told me the way their culture works is they buy a house first and then watches.
Okay.
And then that's just, again, this is what they say. I'm not saying this is fact. Don't quote me on this.
Yeah.
So for them, so example 8 means infinity.
Yes. I know
you don't use the number 4. So I learned also a lot about cultures through numbers. So you don't use the number 4 because the pen removes. It means death.
I don't know about that because when I got married, a friend of mine, him and his wife, as a gift, that they gave money, and they gave us 888.88, and I was like, dude, like just make it a cool. And he's like, no, this in our culture is a blessing.
Yeah, for infinity.
Yeah, infinity, and 4 exactly is something we stay away from.
Yeah, so 4 is because the pen removes. So you go and you lift it, and then you go. Where 8 is just continuous.
Okay.
Like even if you go on the Rolls Royce Black Badge, it's infinity. So there's a lot of small things. If you catch on to it, you'll understand it's a cultural thing.
Okay.
And then green for them is emerald and is the color of money. An example, they love money. So for them, the Hulk was a green dial and a green bezel. Like you see how this is different colors?
Yeah.
So it's green inside and green outside. So when it comes to watches, example, the most expensive dial color is green. Then it goes blue, then black, gray. It's all the same. White is the least favorite, except when it comes to a Panda. So there's 2 Pandas. There's a Rolex Panda and an AP Panda.
What's the real name of this watch? Panda.
Daytona Cosmograph.
Oh, it's a Daytona. Okay.
Yeah. So this one. So basically, this one, it's for racing. So you just. So
didn't McQueen have a Daytona?
Yeah.
Or was it Paul Newman?
Oh, so Paul Newman is the most expensive Rolex ever sold, was a Daytona, and that one was like I think $18 million.
Yeah, I heard that.
Yeah.
But is that something that, because somebody told me he was gifted one?
I don't know these stories.
It was a celebrity, and he's a football player, and he said my most prized possession is my Paul Newman Daytona, but I don't know if it was the original, like one of the old ones, or a new one. So I don't know enough about.
No, so it's an old one. So so there's a new. No, so it's an old one.
Yeah.
So it's the old Paul Newman, but the old one. So basically, it's just basically the design of it.
Okay.
So the stainless steel, the dial inside, how it looks like. So they call that the Paul Newman.
And the one that was sold, the most expensive watch, was one that Paul Newman wore, or it was?
Yeah, exactly. It was his, and it was sold for 18 million. It's actually it actually belongs to a Lebanese guy who lives in Dubai.
$18 million.
Yeah.
For a watch.
And that's why, like, example, Daytona as a class, like this is a model, is the highest. So, and when it comes to watches, the most obtainable is the stainless steel. Those ones have the most value, and those ones have the most markup. So, example, this one, let's say retail is 45,000 dirhams, and the secondary market is 90,000.
90,000.
Yeah.
Second hand.
No, brand new, but like in the secondary market.
So if I wear it, when you get me a watch for a good price, when I wear it, does the value goes down, right?
Yes and no. So the value is held in it, but it becomes used, but it's not going to drop. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I don't know what you mean. I'm just
No, because like you're wearing it, it's used, but there's value still in it. Like it's still going to be worth more than 45 the retail. Like it's, let's say if you wear it and it's used, let's say it's going to be, let's just say this is actually real price is 89, 87. So let's say it'll go down to like 80 something, like
nothing,
82,
so it's
83.
fine. And
Yeah.
so I can buy.
But
Mm.
Rolex increases their prices twice a year, September and January. So the
Okay.
prices of luxury items, so in their catalog, their prices go up. So last year,
Yeah.
I sold this to a client for 80,000.
Yeah.
He now wears it, but now it's worth 89. Even him used is now worth 82, 83, 84.
Because it's gone up in price anyway.
Brought up in price, but also there's a lot of rumors behind this getting discontinued. So the thing, to go back to the Hulk,
Mm.
so the Hulk, they decided to discontinue two things Rolex did during COVID. Discontinue the Hulk, which is the most wanted watch in the world.
So push them on through the
Because
roof.
again, watches is built on the Asian market.
Yeah.
I want a Hulk. I want a Hulk. So anyone who got a Hulk, you would flip it and you'd get like crazy money for it, like crazy money for it.
Okay.
So that was the first thing, and then the second thing is Rolex decided to change their cards to like no longer have the boutique name and the client's name on the card. For I think it's privacy. I don't know why they did that.
What cards? Sorry.
So basically, when you buy a watch,
Yeah.
what we call like the two most important things is the watch and the card.
Yeah.
The card is like the warranty card that comes with it. So what year the watch is was delivered and stuff.
Okay.
So that card used to be called a white card. And like, for example, my friend bought a John Travolta, Submariner. What's it called?
Saturday Night Live. Saturday Night
No,
Fever,
no,
sorry?
John Travolta is what the hell is it? Sky something or a Swordfish.
Oh, okay.
So he has that Submariner from Swordfish, I think. And it's like the Submariner says John Travolta, and then where he bought it and the date.
Oh, that's like the okay.
But now with the new cards, you no longer have the name or date or anything. Once that happened, people started buying Hulks. Then it's like, okay, it's not available. Then they started buying Submariners.
Yeah.
Then they started buying different models, and then that's what made the whole thing go crazy. And obviously, it did fix itself up after, but yeah.
Wait, we just go back to you just quickly. Before you said the Pepsi because of your mom.
Oh, yeah.
Why your mom?
So this one's because of my mom because
You couldn't afford it. You said.
I love my mom. No, so when I wear my date dress, my dad, I'll go home and my dad would be like, look to mom, he's like, look at your son, he's wearing a $20,000 watch running around the house. You know, and he's like, look, he's crazy. I had a client and I had the blue one, and he's like, no, I want the one you're wearing. And I'm like, it's not for sale. I was like, I'll pay you more for it. And then that's when I'm like, wow, I make money just wearing a watch. So I'm wearing it, it's used, and I just made money. I'm like, okay, fine, take it. So we took it. I sold the watch. Then I got the money. And then one of my other friends, my neighbor actually, he's like, Mo, I have the Pepsi. I have a Pepsi. I don't like stainless steel. He likes rubber bracelets. He's like, I don't like stainless steel. Do you want to buy it? I'm like, seriously? I'm like, yeah, I'll buy it. I'm like, what's the price? And I just sold it. I'm saying it just came to me. I'm like, bro, it's like, okay, would you sell it at this price? It's like, yeah, for you, no problem. I'm like, yeah, no problem. Like, hey, if you ever want to wear it, let me know. I don't care. I'll give you the watch. He's like, super, super, super nice guy. And he's like, okay, deal. So I ended up buying the Pepsi. And then when I walked into my house, my mom walks in, looks at me, and the first thing she said was like, oh, wow, Mohammed, you got a Pepsi.
She knew about the watch?
She knew. She was studying about watches.
Because of you.
Yeah.
Hey,
and to me, I will never, never, never forget that. I even remember right now seeing it in the living room. Like she was there and she just looked at me. He's like, "Oh, you got the Pepsi."
Is it the same one? No.
No, I'm not wearing it.
Okay.
No, this is a different one.
Do you have that one?
Yeah, I have it.
The one that you bought then?
That's the one I wear every day. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm like, wow. So that one for me. That's the story and the sentimental value for me. Why it means a lot. She actually loves the Daytona Platinum. Like I was showing her different watches, and she's like, "I love the Daytona Platinum." So the dream, the Grail watch, if the one I'm chasing, I always believe you should have one that you chase. It's the Platinum Arabic dial Daytona.
Why? How much is that?
600,000 dirhams. Yeah. Good luck finding that.
Oh, really? So it's nothing about the price. It's just that you just can't find it. It's so rare.
I sold it. I've actually sold it to a client. He said he's like, nobody can able to find it. You can't find it. And I'm like, I'll go get it for you. I brought him like 2-3 of them. And the client was going crazy. He was the happiest guy ever. But like that watch to me is the grail watch.
You want to get one for your mom?
Yeah, for me that's the one. Like, yeah, it's to me it means a lot. Like even like my mom always like share, like now both my parents share me stuff about watches. Like my dad always sends me YouTube videos. He's most likely 99.9% is gonna watch this
What does he
also.
wear?
Hmm?
What watch does he wear?
No, Baba doesn't want watches. Both of my parents, I tell them you want watches, like no,
They don't want your watches.
they don't want any watches. It's funny because he gave me his old, super old Rolex. He had an old Rolex like beaten up, and I went and restored it and fixed it.
So you told me what your favorite, like the holy grail of watches was in terms of inspiration, I guess.
Both the watches because of my mom. So the Pepsi is the one I have now, and then the Daytona Arabic is what she
What's
liked.
your, like, what would be your inspiration? What's your inspiration in life?
What do you mean by inspiration?
To be a good person, to get up every day.
So I had one client. He once told me, he's like, "Mo, you're the proof that good people finish first."
Okay.
So to me, like a lot of people don't know this. Like I'm here to honestly help people and like to get watches, to give as good service, give the marketing, give the knowledge, and give as much as I can to help them. Like even my like for me, even I don't hold inventory. I go source the watch and get the watch and deliver the watch for them.
You don't hold inventory.
No.
Is that
But I
because
have,
you
like I
don't want
said, like
anyone?
yeah, last night you told me, Mo, come.
Yeah.
I brought you watches in 2 seconds,
Yeah.
and I got
Okay.
you some crazy pieces here.
We're gonna talk about those. Yeah.
But
So okay.
but for me, that's for me just making a difference in that industry, like how you treat people. Like even when you like, I've already been very successful in the first one when I was going to school and nightlife and everything. But for this one, it's more like the service and like I see how people are how happy because the thing is I'm in the fear removing business. The amount of fear people have if it's fake, if it's this, if it if
Mm.
it's like it's crazy. And then like even had one client like he was so like he bought a Hulk, he had so many questions for me. I was very patient with him. I went, I got it authenticated, and he's like, Mo, you actually give me an appetite for watches again. It's like not nobody does business the way you do. But for people who don't know me on the outside,
Mm.
they think like I'm like every other, you walk into a jeweler and you have a guy that's trying to flip, make
Yeah,
money,
we've
run
seen
after money.
gems with
Yeah, but
Alexander.
I'm not that guy. Like I'm not. To me, it's not. I'm not running after money, or I'm not running after the whole like. Obviously, I want to build and grow and be successful, but like even like I remember one guy's from New York. I went and did a whole like show for them, and actually ended up buying a Hulk. Amazing guys from New York.
Mm.
And I told them, guys, we'll all be very successful, have millions of dollars, crazy cars, crazy life. But this moment that we had talking about watches, laughing and going, telling each other stories is a memory you cannot
Mm.
buy again type of thing. So I think that's the beauty behind the watches is just the people you meet. Like you asked me why watches from everything. And my friend Mira, when I first came to Dubai, like I have hospitality experience.
Mm.
Then I saw like Airbnb, how it's going crazy. I saw so many opportunities.
Yeah.
Like mashallah, man, Dubai has so many opportunities.
Yeah,
Like
that's true.
1,001 doors are open.
Mm.
Just choose one.
Mm.
And she's always like, Mohammed, you need to focus. Mohammed, you need to focus. You're not focused. You're not focused. She's like, why do you like watches? And then it hit me. And I'm like, I like it because you need to trust me to buy watches. I like how it's so difficult that you need to trust me. And then I have the top of the top clientele.
Mm.
So when they trust me, anything I need from them after that, it's all butter. It's,
Okay.
you know what I mean? So
Mm.
it's like, and also to see them super happy
Mm.
when I'm doing the transaction. I'm sitting down, I'm explaining them. They're like, how come Rolex doesn't do what you're doing? I'm like,
They don't need to.
because Rolex is exactly, they don't need to. They have a name, but for me, I'm explaining it to you. I'm showing you how this watch work, how this, and I've even had the opposite. Some clients show me how things work and
Mm.
how things like how Amo, did you know this? Did you know that? So it's like it's always win-win, learn. Like and it's I just love the whole connection and bonding behind watches, and it's how it holds value and like the fear that comes with it if it's real or fake and all that stuff. And
Mm.
then
So the best way to find you then is on your Instagram, right?
yes,
Which is
Big Moe Watches,
Big Moe Watches, and your YouTube channel,
Big Moe Watches,
Big Watches, and your website.
Big Moe Watches,
That's it. Just
TikTok, Big Moe Watches.
anywhere else.
Everywhere's Big Moe Watches.
Everywhere's Big Moe Watches. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay, that's cool. Do you want to see? You know what? Can you get one of these cans?
Mm-hmm.
Take any. There's a card. There's a question inside the card. It's a wild card, we call it. So just reach over, take a can, and read the question.
Take a can?
Yeah, but it will fall, so you have to make
So
sure.
why? I'm supposed to take this one?
No, you don't have to. You can choose whichever one you want, but but make sure that it doesn't fall. There you go. So yeah, just put it any way you like, and then pick a card. The card. Pick a question now.
Tell me about animals you have loved and hated.
Yeah.
I only love animals.
Okay. So what have you loved?
Well, I have a cat.
You're a cat. You're a cat person.
Yeah, I love cats.
Really?
I have a cat named Luna.
Luna.
She's cutest thing ever. I love cats.
Thank you for coming on the show.
Thank you for having
Much
me.
appreciated.
Episode 5, I'll see you.
55 maybe.
55? Come on, man.
Let's build up the tension, build up the, like Rolex, let them people say we can't.
Oh, we're going to have a waiting list to see
Yeah,
Mo?
he's not available.
Oh, there's going to be people outside waiting for him? Okay.
And then we'll be like, guess what, guys?